What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Undialed podcast. Today we have some lovely guests. We have Chase Chittester, and we also have Josh Van Allen. And these two lovely people live here in Arizona. Where are you guys specifically from? Chase, you go first.
I am from Glendale, Arizona. It's about 45 minutes north of where we are now.
Gotcha. And for everyone tuning in, we're in Chandler, Arizona, and that is like South Phoenix. Josh, what about you?
I was actually born here in Chandler.
Really?
But yeah, and then I lived in Gilbert most of my life.
Gotcha. Dang. So it's so cool having you guys on this show. For all of you guys, for all the guests that don't know who these guys are, these guys come over probably like once a week, and we go and we sesh outside in the front yard. We've actually made some YouTube videos of riding out front. That's been pretty fun. Do you guys enjoy like coming over and just riding the most basic sort of features? I feel like that's really fun in scootering sometimes.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace because sometimes you just want to work on one thing and you get to go out front and do it for a couple hours and then go home. It's nice.
Yeah, you don't have to, try, like, not necessarily try really hard. But it's easier and nicer to have a small little sesh with a couple homies, small basic stuff.
Mm-hmm. I sometimes feel like sometimes just a basic flat bar is like so much better than even like an entire skate park sometimes.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I feel like when you're around like a group of friends and you're all going at like that one obstacle, I feel like that really allows you to push yourself, because it's like you can't think, oh, I'm gonna go over to this side of the skate park and ride this thing. It's like you're forced to be on this one obstacle, and it really opens up your creativity. So like, I don't know, I'm stoked that you guys come over and sesh that, because it's a really good time.
Oh, yeah. We're stoked to be invited.
Yeah, it's a blast. We find ourselves actually doing that a lot though. Like we'll go, literally went to Surprise, which is about an hour and 15-ish.
About an hour from our place.
Yeah. And we literally rode the flat bar there for like 45 to an hour just with the homies.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Happens everywhere. It's sick.
All right, so growing up here, what is your guys' favorite local skate park in the Arizona area?
This is easy.
Favorite local?
I think from
Phoenix area.
Like Phoenix area.
From our parks video, which one's been your favorite?
I mean, Big Tempe is fun.
This is easy. Hudson. Hudson's number one.
You think?
Everywhere you go.
Gosh, Hudson.
For those that don't know, Hudson is the smallest prefab you've ever seen. It is 2 little itty bitty wooden quarter pipes, a spine, a super small bench box.
Why do you like that skate park so much?
Because he can do literally anything he wants there.
Anything and everything. It's got everything you want to do to like go and have your little rail sesh in the front. It's got a nice box to like practice some stuff. And then I love riding quarter pipes. So like it's got the smallest, slipperiest quarter pipes you can ride.
Yeah, but the coping doesn't stick out enough.
It's a blast.
Okay, in your opinion, what's like three things that makes a skate park good in your opinion, like superior over other skate parks?
Lots of different features.
Okay.
Like not just one style of riding orientated. It's got to have features for everybody. Another thing is that it can't be hard to like get to like hour wise. Like I want to ride it anytime during the day, anytime at night.
So variety of obstacles, close, and what else?
It has to have a flow.
Yeah.
It's got a flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the small setup where it's back and forth the entire time. When you're just riding 2 quarter pipes, that has its own flow. When you go and ride something that like kind of makes you slow down and pick back up pace is just hard to ride. Like I think Surprise Farms, the park itself doesn't flow. It's a very weird shape and it doesn't move.
Yeah,
nice.
it's like a C.
Yeah, it's good for seshing the same obstacle and over, like a good back and forth, but like riding the whole park is one you just can't.
Do you like going around the entire skate park and just seshing it almost in like a line, opposed to just zoning in on one particular feature?
I think it depends on the day and how the sesh is going. So like some days I'm just all about flow in the park, and then other days I'm there to land a specific trick.
Gotcha.
But I mean that
in my opinion, I feel like the 3 things that make a good skate park good is the first one is the levels in the skate park. And I feel like if you guys have noticed at certain skate parks, there's like a lot of areas that are like the ground level. And I feel like, let's just take Freestone, for example. It's like there's so many ground levels in that skate park. There's the ground level that's at the extension of the bowls. There's the ground level that's like the ground. There's the ground level that the gate entrance is in. There's the ground level at the bottom of the bowl. There's all sorts of these levels. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And it makes your riding like very, it allows it to be very, I don't know, it's very flowy because it's like, it's not like you're just working with the same momentum everywhere that you go. And I feel like it's interesting going to like skate parks because it's how, like, I don't know, I feel like skate parks are so interesting because there's so many of the same features at all the skate parks that we go to, but they're just arranged in different ways. Like, it's like, what do you got? Like a bank, a quarter pipe, a ledge, a rail. And it's just how they use those levels with all of those features that like create some sort of flow. And I don't know, it's just so interesting to me, like how easily they could mess up like the angle of quarter pipes, and then that just ruins the whole skate park.
Yeah, or the angle of a bank or a hip or the coping even. Coping is a big one.
Does the wrong material of coping.
Yeah.
Like aluminum coping or something like that, or stainless steel.
Or like the ones that Freestone on the 1/4 of the box ledges where it's just the rounded, it's not actual like a bar of coping. It's just rounded aluminum, I think.
The edge coping. It's one of my favorite copings to ride. It's so sick. Like the one in Tempe, you're like, yo, that has edge coping. I was like, yeah, that's been known. Like that's one of the most fun pockets to ride is because it goes as you go through.
Oh, the cuts, in it, it holds the wax.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Yeah, I feel like it's so interesting. Like the one at Woodward, even like the half pipe at Woodward.
So sweet.
I'm like bummed more skate parks don't do that. I feel like it's not a very like hard thing to do, you know?
I don't know why it's done. I feel like
it's just getting that like that pattern into the rail would be kind of difficult in certain circumstances.
Edge coping sick.
Yeah, I've never ridden any.
No, it just makes so much of noise. It doesn't really mess up your grind at all, but just like, like it sounds like a phone vibrating or something.
Question. So for you guys, do you enjoy having a more like smooth, quiet rail, or do you rather it have a sound to it?
I never thought about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never.
When you hit it, it's got like a ring to it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, sometimes you hit a rail or you hit a coping, and it's like you really feel it on the bottom of your deck. Right, like it kind of jitters a little bit.
Like it's almost loose.
Like
I just
a
mean
bouncy
sense,
rail
like
versus
it just has texture to it, you know? Or would you rather it just like when you got on, just like a really smooth slide?
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Do you prefer some stick to the coping, or it just be like super butter? Yeah,
butter, but like predictable butter. I feel like it's just like the texture of the rail, and I feel like even whether it's like buttery or not, I feel like you just grind through it either way. It's like it's either it slides or it doesn't. And like it can be buttery but also rough.
Yeah,
I'd rather have to push through a rail than have it just slide too easily.
Yeah, same. Because then you can just slip out a lot easier.
Yeah.
Sound. Never thought about a sound on the rail. I like a loose scooter. I think that sounds super fun and sick.
A loose scooter?
Yeah, not like super dialed. I don't like that. A little.
Does it just make you feel more hesh?
No, I think it feels better underfoot. I really do.
I feel like the back wheel being loose feels better. I don't know. It feels like your scooter is like more flexible or something like that. Like it sounds dumb, but like it's almost like when you're riding it, it's like you have a little bit more play in manuals. Like you have like, I don't know. It feels better when you land. It's just like, I don't know. It feels more solid, even though it's not more solid.
Well, I like a loose, like not like a super loose headset, but it's got a nice little wiggle to it. But my wheels have to be tight. I've tried the loose back wheel, and if I just can't because like something's stripped or something, then that's all I get. But no, the wheel's got to be tight.
Gotcha. All right, so we've had quite a bit of scooter contests be going down in the scooter scene recently, and they've all been like virtual. What's your guys' opinions of those right now? We'll start with like the Spain one that just happened. What do you think about it, Chase?
I absolutely love the contest format. I think that really pushes riders to their limits. It still gives
Are you saying the specific format of that competition, or are you saying just the contest in general for like street riders?
No, I mean like
everyone.
Riders getting together
Got you.
to compete. This virtual stuff, I understand the circumstances, but I really don't enjoy watching it. I think watching a live stream of like some of the best riders in the world ride together is so much sicker than seeing them sneak off into the corners of the world and kind of film their own video. At least contest wise. I love watching the distance videos. Those are different contests though in their own.
Yeah, I feel like the coalition videos are like a completely different thing than it's like a week-long contest to run.
Yeah, it's 10 days.
It's its
so
own
long.
separate entity versus the like the actual competitive, you know, we all go to one skate park, we all ride the same obstacles. It's very different.
I feel like one thing that's kind of cool about the Spain competitions, and I feel like just a lot of competitions in Spain is, and maybe this is cool and maybe this isn't cool depending on who you ask the rider, but it's the fact that the skate park is very similar every year. If you look at like the street comp at Worlds last year and the street comp that just happened, it's basically the same skate park. So I feel like it really gives riders the opportunity to like get good at the features that they know they need to get good at, instead of it just being some random thing every single time. So I feel like that consistency is good, and I feel like it's a lot easier to prepare for. Like even if the park's a little bit different, I feel like it's a lot easier to prepare for that than it would be for a park competition where so much of your flow is based off how the obstacles are. I feel like the street oriented riding, it's just kind of like whether you land the tricks or not.
Yeah, I totally get that. Like we actually sat and watched. Did we watch all of it?
I watched all of it. He came in about halfway, but we watched the whole Spain competition.
I watched
What's
the
it called?
scooter finals for the park. I didn't watch any of the street stuff. I only seen the street stuff on Instagram though.
Yeah, no, the Instagram stuff was sick to see afterwards, but it didn't do justice to me instead of watching the comp. Because those riders are all so good. They can do so many different tricks, and to like watch them what they're most comfortable with was such a different aspect than what they were posting to Instagram.
Yeah. No, I feel like when you watch a rider at comps, it kind of like reveals the rider who they really are.
Right.
I feel like especially with like street style riders, because I don't know, I feel like the park riders, they kind of go into the competition training tricks specifically for that competition. But I feel like a lot of the street riders, when they go into it, they haven't really like set aside tricks that they're trying to do for that competition. You kind of just see like all of the ones that they have on the more consistent side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's really interesting to see like what those tricks are for people, you know? Because I feel like everyone is gifted with tricks in scootering, and I feel like everyone is like opposite of gifted, where it's like harder for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like all that comes down to is body proportions and like will, like internal will. And I feel like it's just a combination of those two things. But it's just, I don't know, I find it so fascinating when I see like a rider go and 270 lip a rail as like just like their safety trick. Because to me, like 270 lip is not a safety trick at all.
That is not a safety
But
trick.
to me,
but
it
to
is.
you, it is. You know what I mean?
To me, it is. I'd much rather 270 whip than do what Guafio did, which was whip bar front board whip.
Mm-hmm.
No, I would much rather do a 270 with a combo into that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, no.
That one's nuts.
All
That
right.
was
All
so
right.
nuts when I saw
Hypothetical
that.
game. 9-stair handrail.
You.
In a run, you two are competing. What's your go-to trick? You're approaching it. Come on. It's
and
coming
I gotta
up.
beat this guy?
Yeah.
Probably front or backboard hanger.
Backboard hanger,
Just for funsies.
I'd say back lip whip.
backlip whip.
That's
I
a
would
good
probably 50 it, to be honest with you. That's like my go-to safety trick on like rails. Is I don't know, it's like the chances of sticking in a 50 are so much less than a board. So it's like I feel confident going at it and like not touching and not knowing how slippery it's going to be, because I feel like if a rail's too sticky and you go for like a board slide, you can just fall over it, you
That's
know?
why you do the hanger. You get that tucked in there. So
I
you
feel
can
like that's
still
also
fall
kind of
back.
true with the hanger. Like it's really hard to stick on a hanger.
100%.
Oh no, I've definitely stuck on hangers.
Really?
That
Yeah?
wheel catches too much and you're gone.
I feel like that's a different type of catch though. Like if you're in a good spot, it's hard to have the rail hang you up.
Yeah,
Okay,
especially
okay,
going
you
down.
know what I mean?
Yeah. You going
Okay.
down a rail, you usually
Yeah, no,
know.
okay, that makes
So
more
you could
sense.
turn
But,
your
like,
wheel too hard on a 50 and go over.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a 9-stair. That's nasty. Clayton, what would you do down it? I'm curious.
Honestly, I'd probably do backlip whip.
Backlip whip.
Honestly, that's like a really comfortable trick for me.
I'm trying to judge how big a 9-stair is though.
Yeah.
What is it? Would a 9-stair be similar to the 3 block at Havasu?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that big?
Yeah. I would say, I mean, it depends on the 9-star. All 9-stars are a little bit different, but I would say for a smaller 9-star, sure. For sure.
I can't wait to start filming.
Dude, I miss Havasu Skate Park. That's a good skate park.
That skate park and I have some issues.
Hey, same.
Me
I broke my
too.
collarbone there.
I knocked out my tooth.
Ooh.
I just ate shit a couple times.
Yeah, you did. Josh got worked.
Yeah, no, Havasu Skate Park works, people. It's a tough one. But
That's not on my number one though. You know what it is? Hudson.
you would rather ride Hudson than Havasu.
100%.
Why?
Because Havasu's gonna hurt me. Hudson, I am Superman, and it's so much fun
Dude,
to ride.
I feel like the kink trail at Hudson's so sticky though.
Oh, it
Bring
totally
a bar
is.
of wax.
Always.
Chillin'.
Always, yeah.
Guess what? Big dog muscle through it. You'll be good.
That's why you like sticky rails.
Maybe it might be it. Hudson.
I have seen him do some messed up stuff at that skate park, though. It's unreal.
All right.
That's why I like kinks too. That rail.
All right, so I got a question for you. So we've been talking about like park competitions and street competitions. Who do you think is the best all around scooter rider? Like, and what I mean by that is like not the best that's just in street, not the best that's just in park, like all around in every single category: flips, mega ramp, handrails, manuals, like every single variety of scootering. In your opinion, who is it?
How long do I have to answer this one?
I don't know. Just who's the first person that comes to mind?
There's two.
My go. Give me think. I gotta think. This is hard.
Tommy Cristiano.
He's up there.
Really?
Yeah.
He's up there.
Just because he can do both. I mean, he won how many games? How
Can
many
he hit
years?
the mega ramp and triple flip it?
No, but I bet he could do the
No, but he would try. He would try at least the
You think?
airbag.
He would go to the airbag. All right, I'd give that to him.
The other guy I was gonna say was Ryan. I hate that that's like the cop out, but like, dude, he 270 lipped that rail in Sydney.
He did. That was a big rail
And
too.
that's
the
not
14?
a
Is
little
it
rail.
It's a 14 or is it 12?
I don't think it's in Sydney. I think
Is
the
it
one you're
not?
thinking of is in Brisbane.
Maybe.
But it's that green rail. That's like
Mhm,
Yeah,
they
it's
said
the-
one of the
Brisbane.
most famous rails in Australia, right?
yeah, that rail.
Yeah, he 270 lipped that.
Yeah, I've never been to that rail actually.
And
It was front 2.7 backlip, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he kills it everywhere else. Like that's his weak suit, and it's still so strong.
I don't know about you, but have you ever watched his tech edits back in the day?
Yeah, those were nasty.
Oh,
those were so nasty.
They're still nasty.
Who's Ryan's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His tech edit, yeah.
All right, so Clayton and I, we got it down to like 5 people. You want to hear what those people?
Yeah.
are?
Oh,
I'm
please.
sure they're probably pretty similar.
Well, before you answer this, in the comments on the last podcast, someone brought up Dante Hutchinson.
Dante. Damn, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I watched Dante ride.
Dude, he's so good.
He's so good.
But it's
He's so good.
He was world champ one year.
But I feel like Dante, like, love Dante to death. But I feel like when he does street riding, it's potentially more of him doing like insane flips in areas where the average street rider wouldn't have done a flip. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, he did flip El Toro.
But it's like he did flip El Toro, and I think that should have won Coalition Best Trick.
And also,
I
he does
genuinely-
Nitro Circus shows too.
Does he?
But
Yeah.
like
He's
okay.
nuts.
But like imagine him doing like a backflip down like a fat handrail.
I don't think he could 270 lip that like Ryan did.
I don't think he could. But
He kills the parks.
but
kills
the parks, kills the mega, kills the streets, but he's known for the
Different.
flips. He's known for the flips.
different in
He
the
has his own
streets.
taste in the streets. He has like his own thing. And I feel like but here's the people that we got
I
to.
do appreciate that though. That is so sick. You flipped El Toro. Like, dude.
The first one, Chris Ferris.
Killer.
Second, Rumette.
Okay.
Third, Richard Zelinka.
Yeah.
Fourth, Ryan Williams.
Yeah.
And fifth, Dylan Morrison.
Dylan's big dog up
Yeah,
there. too.
Dylan is too, yeah.
Because Dylan's got it all.
He's an animal.
He
an
really does
Keep
have it all.
rocking that beard. I don't know if you ever watched this, Dylan, but that beard is sick.
Dude, let's talk about his beard. Let's talk about Dylan Morrison's beard. I feel like that's such an interesting topic. He's really grown like a manly ass beard.
Dude, it's a big dog
grown
beard.
like a manly ass. Like that thing is huge.
I just want to know, was it a quarantine thing? Like you just starting to let it grow and then you just kept going?
No, he looks like a full-on Wolverine.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. I bet it was a girl.
Yo, you look so good with a beard on. Let's get it out.
The girl's like, or Dylan's like, he's like, I like scooters, and she's like, well, I like lumberjacks, and he's like, noted.
Hey, you look good with it, so keep it. It's nasty. I love it.
No, he kills it. He looks so much older now too. Like he looks like, I don't know.
He looks like a Wolverine.
He looks like a man.
Tear it
He looks
up.
like a man. He looks older than Max. No, not really.
Nah, Max is starting to show his age.
Peters?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
You think?
I don't think he is. I think he's still looking young and ready to go.
I think he's still a DILF.
Oh,
he's still a dill.
Well, okay. He doesn't meet the age requirement, but yes. Yes.
What's the age requirement?
It's the same thing for a MILF.
What's the MILF
35.
age? 35.
35.
Really?
Yes.
I thought it was just like any
is that
mom.
in
Nope.
the dictionary? Is there like that's in the dictionary definition?
The Urban Dictionary or Urban
I don't know.
Dictionary?
Where's
or ju-
35? Where'd that come from?
that's just always what it's been for me, at least.
So
'Cause
your
you can
mom
be- you
told
can-
you.
Because you can be, a mom at 16, but that doesn't make you a MILF.
No, it does. That is a
Doesn't
mother.
it technically make you a MILF though?
Yeah. Well, not 16. I don't really think that would qualify as a MILF.
I mean, I thought it was just any mom. Like, I'm not into a 16-year-old, but like, if she's a mom, wouldn't she technically be like, well,
A MILF for somebody else.
a MILF for somebody?
That's what I was trying to avoid. I was like,
See that's part of the definition too. It's like if you call somebody a MILF, you're saying.
is it an opinionated name now? Could be. All right. Scootering. Lumberjack. Where do we go? This man's got me on a turnaround.
the beard? The beard is for the MILFs.
Oh, that's the correlation. Top 5. Tommy needs to be up there.
Do you really? Okay. Also,
I think
love Tommy to death.
honestly, Reese. Have you seen Reese throw down? He can.
I couldn't see Reese doing like a double
Duizma?
invert though.
Duizma?
I think you give him a big enough street ramp, he will. Give him a big enough channel
That's
gap,
true.
he will.
At this point, dude, Reese is just unstoppable. There's not
He's
a scooter
an
trick enough.
animal.
He is an animal. He's such an animal. Like his ethic video that he
God.
dropped
12 minutes
of just
in 2 months. 12 minutes of footage in 2 months.
I bet there was more clips too.
Oh,
that they
there
didn't
had to
use.
have been.
100%, because he was still filming for the feast stuff.
Yeah.
The feast videos were in that same time. So it wasn't just his ethic video. It was like 2 or 3 other feast videos for their minute competitions.
And he just threw the
I
ethic
think a
video
lot of
into it.
them looked like they were warm-ups for his ethic video, but still,
Yeah.
like those warm-ups are my enders.
It honestly made me so happy to like watch him travel around with Rudy and meet up with all the people around America. Like I feel like there's like Reese has almost in a way been like deprived from like
it's well
from going to
deserved.
all the other spots that like I feel like you see iconic street riders go to, especially in America. And I feel like I had never seen him at a lot of spots that weren't like in his local town. So to see him like go around with Rudy and like go to these really iconic spots and just shut him down.
Yeah.
And like it was so cool to watch. Like it was like a really good thing. And I'm so happy that he's like, with a good sponsor. Like he definitely deserves it. Like somebody who's gonna like, I don't know, get his back with things. Cause he was on Urban Art before this. Before that, I don't know.
Been urban art for a while.
But
Yeah, I
like
think
I
it was
was
Urban
Sky
Art.
High for a bit. And
Sky, I feel like Sky has like a shop. Like, I'm
yeah,
talking
something
manufacturer right
outside,
now.
Yeah. Not
I
something.
I think it was just Urban Art before they went under
They're back.
2 times ago.
Do they officially go under? Is that like what's the standings with that?
No, right now they're back. They're
Gotcha.
about to the new investor or something came back, or I don't know what happened, but they're back. They're already pre-sold all of their butter decks,
Yeah.
as
Really?
well as most of Max's SIG deck. Yeah,
Good.
like we were on Outset earlier today, and the only Max deck you can get is the 5.5 by 21
In
all the-
silver. Like,
and silver.
blacks
all,
are done.
All other sizes
crazy.
are done. Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
So hopefully
All
they
the
come back in
butters
full
sold
force.
out.
Is there anything unique about the butter deck? I don't even.
It's been waited for like
3 years.
3
yeah,
years.
they've been announcing it for 3 years.
Is that the one with the urban art like stamp on the head tube? Or no, that one was the
Both
bone
of
deck.
them
That was, no.
stamp.
So the butter, it was originally supposed to come in 3 different ways. It's supposed to come full flat bottom with no cutout on top, and then it was supposed to come out with a cutout on top but full flat bottom, and then it was come glass bottomed.
Yeah.
But they skipped the other ones because money, and just went for the full glass bottom. But it also has some other unique features in it. I know they had posted something a while back. It was a couple years ago. But it's the first deck that I know that the top plate isn't just angle, like isn't just concave. It's flat underneath, and then the concave is on under that or is above that.
So there's like a layer for the concave and a layer for like.
No, it's all one piece. But instead of just like, if you've ever, I don't know if you guys have ever broken a deck and looked at it, but the
top layer is
it's just curved, and then that's all the way through. Now on this one it's flat and then curved, but it's all one piece of the extrusion.
Oh, so like the bottom part of that.
So the thinnest part of it is in the center.
Got you.
And then it's thicker up on the sides.
Got you. Huh. Well, I wonder if that would. Do you think that's going to be stronger like that?
Should be.
I mean, yeah, it should be. And then they even glass bottomed it. So, I mean,
Should be.
Where do you think the term glass bottom came from?
it came from the TSIs when they started the cutouts.
TSI coined it.
Yeah.
Kinda. I don't know where they got it from.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it was when they first started doing cutouts on their sledges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. I've always like wondered why it was called glass bottom. I was hoping that like the first time a deck actually got released like that, there would actually be like a little like pane of glass in there, or like some fiberglass or something. That'd be funny.
I think it got coined because you can see through it like it's glass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it, but like,
Goofy.
that's funny. Do you guys? So we're talking about scooter companies that have gone under, and I feel like it's kind of crazy. Like recently, a lot of scooter companies have been like either going under or like treading water very thinly. And do you guys have any companies that you guys are like sad that have gone away in the past, or like?
I didn't ever think about this. It just happens.
I was kind of sad when Inward went under.
True.
Just because
Yeah,
back in the day, that was where I used to get my parts. It was my first
Dude,
set of aftermarket bars were Inward bars. They're cool. I always wanted a pair of their forks. I just never had money for them.
Yeah. I feel like it's so interesting, like the scooter climate of just how like brands could be at the top for just a year or so, and then they're just like gone. Like
Phoenix. Phoenix is a big bummer.
Yeah. Phoenix.
That's an easy one.
But that's exactly what I was just saying. Remember when Phoenix was like on top?
Big dog.
Remember when the
Reventon
Reventon
was
came out?
sick.
The Reventon like shook the scooter world. That was the most superior deck, even though it cost $380. It was the most superior deck.
I still joke.
Is that what it
when I
was?
ride it.
Is that how much it cost?
It's
Yeah, it was
expensive.
It was
But
like,
why did it cost that much?
Because it was the best.
because it was
They could charge whatever they wanted. It was the best. Everyone wanted one.
just the extrusion was really good. It was like revolutionary at the time. It was just the revolutionary deck, the Reventon.
Reventon or the Reventon 2?
No, Reventon.
Well, you got to have the one to get it going.
Yeah. I don't remember the Reventon one. I remember the biggest thing. No. What was
The Revent. We have 2 Reventon ones on our table at home.
those are Reventon ones? I thought those were 2s.
No, the Reventon 2 has some sort of cutout in it. It has like extra cutouts in it in some spot. I think in the what was the difference between the Reventon 1 and 2? There was something. And I remember that then after a while that they got like the boxed ends, but I think that was the Ion deck.
Ion wasn't boxed. Ion had the
rounded ends, but then they
But they added that, they
Little
welded
dropout
that
things, yeah.
dropout or a plate to it to
Yeah.
kind of make it square.
yeah.
Okay. So Okay, then I guess I do remember the Reventon. Then didn't they base it off of like the Lamborghini Reventon?
The name.
The extrusion style.
The extrusion style was like the front. If you looked at the front end of a Reventon, it was supposed to look like that with the headlights. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Still one of the cleanest decks there is to this day.
Damn. It was one of the cleanest decks. Remember when it came out? It was actually
so bad.
I got one for Christmas, and I went from a Mad Gear like 4x. I want to say it was 4x20,
4x19 maybe.
The one from Walmart with the 2-piece bars. Remember those?
Yeah.
That was like 4x19 and a half.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So I had one of those decks, and then I went to the Phoenix when I got it for Christmas, and that was 4.25. And I like in my mind, I know this is like totally wrong, but in my mind, stepping on the 4.25 was still the widest deck I've ever stepped on in my life. Like even wider than the 6.5 I have now. It's just like, I remember just stepping on it and there was concave and like my foot just like sank into the deck. And I was like, this is what a scooter deck should feel like. Like, I just remember that feeling of being like, yes, sir. This is it.
That was me in the Phoenix session.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was also one of the sickest colorways to this day. That bronze and the violet they did on that.
Those were interesting because they were like the
textured.
flat textured.
Yeah, those were sick.
Those were really interesting.
Bring that back. Scooter companies, you heard? Phoenix did it sick.
I feel like Proto, you remember when they had those like that weird silver, like and black color that they had on, it was like.
Oh, it's a patina feel. Yeah.
Yeah, the silver with like the black dots all over it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really interesting color.
And then they had they called it a copper patina or
Rust patina.
Yeah.
On their Proto.
The Proto retros. Yeah. The retro tees.
What did they have on it?
It was like a rusted. They looked like they were rusted.
They just looked rusted.
It was like a coppery brown.
But it had the texture of a rust.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Patina. Yeah, cars get painted like that.
I feel like Affinity's the one right now who's really killing it with the colorways. I mean, that in my painting videos, you know.
Goofy.
But no, for real.
Will gets his painting colors from Affinity, just an FYI. He's like, they killed that. I'm gonna put that in my park now.
They have like a powder coater in shop though.
Yeah.
That's why they're able to do it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
They can just go play with colors and have a blast. Yeah.
If they mess it up, just sandblast it, redo it.
They don't even have to do that.
They give them out. Yeah,
they don't even have to do that. You can just paint over it. If something is powder coated, you just have to paint over it again, and it doesn't do anything.
This obviously makes it thicker, though, right?
What it makes the paint thicker, yeah, but you don't have to like. If you like spray paint something, and then you go to powder coat over that, but you would have to paint strip it then. It's because the way the powder coat is baked, it just
goes into the metal. Just cooking extra sauce.
Yeah, because it's like a layer that hardens to the bars. Yeah. So interesting.
They usually don't re-powder coat it though. They'll just have one off of those colors. Like Tommy now has been hooked up twice with 2 different cool colorways.
Tommy Kush?
Yeah, Tommy K.
Is his bars now like Affinity mess ups?
Still Affinities.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're mess ups, but they're colorways they just didn't do.
Yeah, it was like a sample run.
They're the peach color now. They're super sick.
Yeah, because he has the peach bars. I always wondered about those. Yeah, because they have that weird Affinity sticker on them. They're like that weird Affinity sticker.
Yep.
That's so fascinating. Do you like their bars?
Affinities? I'm for the first time in 4 years not riding Affinities.
What has made you like want to get those bars time and time again?
Well, the last 2 sets I had were special colorways. They were the Tiffany blues, and then the ones before that were the revamp of Devin Pelfrey's first SIG, the cream, and I had those when they first came out, and I loved them, and so when they were able to come back out again, I hopped on them instantly.
Still has them.
Still do, yeah.
For everyone that hasn't tried Affinity bars before, you guys would say that they're a little bit heavier than the average handlebar?
They throw like a BMX bar. Really.
And for me, that's really weird because I've ridden tie bars the last 4 years, and now I ride aluminum bars. So for me, it's really I don't understand why people ride heavy bars. But hey, everyone has their own opinion on things, which is sick. So yeah, but did you like look forward to having that weight when you rode your bars and did like your bar spins? Like what advantages did you see with that weight? Was it mental? Like
it wasn't so much the weight, it was the fact that you never saw them bend.
Mm-mm. That's why I got them. I literally broke every part, and then I was like, these bars are gonna break and I'm gonna bust my chin open. I'm just gonna do the affinities. I had a super sick color. I had blend bars. They were like too much gold powder coat, so they looked bronze. Those were sick. I wish I never would have got rid of those. And then I've gone to Centuries. I've gone to other T-bars. I've gone to Tie bars, and now I'm back on affinities. I'm on SoFlo bars, but it's made by them, so we have our own colorways. But they're sick. They're still affinities.
Tell me what SoFlo is. I feel like a lot of people don't exactly know. It's like a shop, it's a brand.
So I now ride for SoFlo. They're sick. It is a shop based out of Oregon. I don't know. I feel like a shop is its own brand, right? You have your own riders.
I don't think so. I think that a shop and a manufacturer differ because there's plenty of manufacturers out there that don't have a shop, but there's a lot of shops out there that don't make any parts. And I feel like there's like those couple hybrid shops that do it. Like, for example, the Vault manufactures a few parts, but most of those things are just like pre-existing parts they put a label on. The Scooter Farm, I feel like, kind of takes it like what SoFlo's doing farther, because they get their bars made also by Affinity.
Right.
And so it's like working within the scooter industry, and they get like clamps and stuff made as well. But I feel like it would be like, I feel like generally a rider has a shop sponsor and a manufacturing sponsor, potentially two manufacturing sponsors. If those two sponsors don't overlap each other on the scooter, they're able to work together. But I feel like it'd be like having two shop sponsors. It'd be like weird. I feel like having two manufacturer sponsors, like I'm just gonna say like Tilt and Envy. Like you can't have Tilt and Envy as both of yours. It's too much. And
okay. Can we talk about that later too? Like how the skate community does it?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Of course. Yeah, so, just tell me what SoFlo is and we'll get into that.
SoFlo right now is a shop. There is some interest in expanding.
Yeah.
Right now we do headsets and bars, which I feel like very basic, but those aren't necessarily different parts, right? You can have a shop with your own bars, your own colorway to, again, promote back to yourself. Are there going to be differences in the future and we might manufacture? Maybe. I can't share too much.
Do you have any like goals with the brand that you want to bring to the scooter community that you can talk about?
Yeah, I can talk about it. Whatever steps we do take forward, we're going to keep it within the community. We really don't want to. Maybe I can't expand too much on this. Let's say I can't. Actually, I don't.
What's your mindset with the company? What
the mindset is? We are owned by riders. We want to do it from our perspective of riders. Our team and our crew of people we have working at Oregon and in Arizona are pretty well communicating on how we want to take it as a group.
Is it only Oregon and Arizona for now?
I think we have Tommy Mundo. Shouts him. He's sick. I think you guys have posted him a couple times. He does a lot of like weird bar twist and things.
Okay.
He's in California and we're just kind of on the edge of expanding and kind of on the edge.
Is there anyone in Washington?
I'm sure there is. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with all your guys' names, but I think there's one or two of them in Washington.
I see. So Josh brought up a good talking point a second ago. He was talking about skateboarding and all the brands that they had. What did you want to say about that?
Okay, so what I don't get is why do like all the skateboarders, they have a board sponsor, truck sponsor, wheel sponsor, and they're all different big names.
Yeah.
Like Blind. Mm-hmm. They make they don't necessarily make trucks, but they make wheels and decks. Mm-hmm. And, they sell grip tape and hardware and all that stuff. But like somebody who rides Blind, typically rides their decks, but then is also sponsored by like Bones Wheels, mm-hmm. or, and ride their.
So what you're trying to say is basically like, why in skateboarding does a rider have 3 brands that sponsor them for a component that has 5 parts, but yet our scooter has 12 to 14 parts, but we're only allowed to have 1, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Is that like why is it?
Why
Why
is it like that?
I've actually done a lot of thinking about this. I feel like it's something that Clayton and I talk about quite a bit is just sponsors, because I feel like there is some scooter riders out there. Like I think about Josh Toy, and whenever I see any of his posts, he has like 50 sponsors. And I'm like, yo, like who are all these sponsors? And he doesn't have that many anymore, I don't think. But for a while, it was like when he was scootering a lot, he had like, I think he had like 6 manufacturing sponsors. Like it was crazy. Like he had a lot. But he was like the only dude that I ever really seen that had a lot of sponsors like that. Also maybe JD, because he was on Urban Art and Ethic, and maybe Dan Barrett, he was on Aztec and Phoenix
at the same. Yeah,
but I feel like that's the most
and
stretch.
Gummy, because he did his own wheel.
And
company,
Gummy, or not Gummy, Rogue.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gummy's weird.
So basically, like my best guess of why that's not like that in scootering is because when I feel like when skateboards were introduced, they were introduced as a surfboard with wheels on it, basically. And there was like a component that was a surfboard that you had to attach with the wheels in the trucks. And that was from rollerblading. And I feel like this is the way it must have been. There must have been a dude who was really good at making boards. Like he just had a mold press in his garage, or he made a mold press and he was just making boards a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Then there was probably another dude that had the trucks, and he was like the truck dude. He had the supply of trucks, and you would go to him for the trucks. There was another dude who had a lathe, and he would make all the wheels with the lathe. And I feel like it was kind of like there was 3 different crowds that were able to kind of self-manufacture for a little bit. But I feel like when the scooter was released, it was released as one component. Like it was released out of the box as one component. There wasn't this handmade side in the beginning for it. I guess if you want to go back like really far, like when skateboarding was also starting, like sure, there was the handmade side of scootering. But I feel like when the Razor got released, it was
when the scooter craze happened.
Exactly. When the scooter craze happened, I feel like that got released as one piece. There wasn't like, yo, if you put this like handlebar with this deck and these wheels, then like you get a scooter. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't that same sort of like you have to connect the dots. You know what I mean? It was this complete package. So then when scooter companies came into the scene, like Mad Gear and Micro and all these other companies started to come out, it's like there were so many fundamental reasons that were wrong with the fold up that they just wanted to start from the ground up again. So they just started making complete scooters. Everyone started making complete scooters. And then those scooter companies potentially got greedy with their riders, and they were like, well, why do you want to ride for the other company when we make everything? But think about independent trucks. Independent trucks have never made a deck in their life.
Yeah.
Spitfire wheels have never made a deck. Anti-Hero skateboards have never made trucks. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And they kind of stick in their own lanes. But scooter companies, the entire scooter is their lane, except for a couple random ones like Eagle, no. Meta, no. Affinity, no. There's those couple little brands, and I feel like those brands would be really cool if their riders riding a lot of different parts. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like somebody could ride for Affinity and Meta and TSI, and you know what I'm trying to say, and kind of like work their way throughout all the decks. But like orchestrating that whole sponsorship thing would be hard. That'd be really difficult to do. You'd have to like have personal relationships with all of those companies in order to orchestrate that. And I feel like if anything, it comes down to greed within the scooter industry. At the end of the day, I think that's what it comes down to. It comes down
from the
to
manufacturers. It's
from
greed?
From the large manufacturers in scootering that saw how Razor released one piece and felt like they needed to copy that one piece. And that's why riders now only have like one brand. And I felt like Razor kind of had it like created an unspoken expectation within the sport that scooter companies, if you're a scooter company, you make everything. It's like I look at any company now, it's like I ride for Tilt. And when Tilt first came out, they were just pegs. And then they came out with a fork, and then they came out with a clamp, and then they came with a headset, then they came out with wheels, and then they have bars, then decks, and it slowly came to like this company, but
yeah. And Tilt is now just about to drop their first complete.
Exactly.
And Tilt's been around almost 11 years now.
But there's a lot of discussion about dropping that complete. There was a lot of hesitation. There's a lot of like, what will this redefine the brand if we do release a complete? Like, what does this mean? And it's fascinating because I feel like scootering is this really funny thing because it's like, I feel like in skateboarding, it's like Walmart brands or like pro skate companies don't make cheap skateboards because they just let Walmart brands or like Walmart just take care of that, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's like, then it's like you work your way up, but the most expensive skateboard that there is like $150. You know what I'm trying to say? Like at the most, maybe 200 if you want to go with those carbon fiber decks or whatever. But
I don't know about that. No.
but it's like you're spending $150 for a scooter. I mean, for a skateboard, a pro top tier skateboard, but it's like a scooter. For you want a top tier scooter, that's $1,000, you know? And also lasts parts last a lot longer than skate parts. So it's like, I don't know. It's interesting. For sure, a scooter deck lasts longer than a skate deck.
I don't know if that's true always.
That's
on average.
On average, yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
I feel like there's those weird instances where decks don't last as long as skateboard decks. But like that's something that like
how often do you break a skateboard deck? Really?
Skateboarders usually go through them once every month to 2 months. Easy.
Okay.
Well, it depends on. It also depends on how good they are.
It's either they snap it, they get razor tail,
I didn't know that.
They get soggy. There's plenty of reasons.
Yeah, or they can get sun warped.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought they lasted like as long as snowboards. Really, I had no.
No. But like Max, he'll go through a board almost once a week.
True. I didn't think about that.
Every 10 days, maybe.
Max destroys boards.
Yeah, he does.
Who's Max?
Max Ruland.
Shouts Max.
Do you have Freestone local?
Yeah. He's
Josh
originally from Iowa.
I feel like Thomas is so good.
Thomas is nuts.
Thomas is nuts too.
Thomas is so.
How many boards he go through?
I don't know.
Probably a lot.
I don't know. I don't ever really see him break boards.
I don't know.
So
he breaks mines, but not boards.
So I feel like scooter companies would be cool with riders having multiple sponsors if they weren't scooter sponsors. Like for example, if they got like corporate sponsors, like if Red Bull ever showed interest in scootering, then like
shouts Red Bull for following Clayton.
Do they still follow you?
No, I found out that they actually unfollowed me like a couple months ago. I was pretty bummed.
Dang.
No, I lost it because they followed me right after the tornado plant.
Why did they unfollow you?
I don't know, dude. They're pussies.
It's disrespectful.
Just kidding. Love you, Red Bull.
But
sponsor me.
But like hypothetically, a rider gets sponsored by Red Bull.
Yeah.
I don't think the manufacturing sponsor would care at all.
No, they'd be so hyped.
But I feel like that's just the next step in scootering.
Yeah, I totally feel that they would be super hyped because that's just way more advertising that that company's going to get because that person got sponsored by Red Bull.
Daniel and I joke constantly. We need corporate. We need corporate to get into scootering.
Oh yeah,
big corporate.
So
yeah, but
Nike, get it, Daniel. He wants it
very soon. Just wait.
But I feel like it's potentially interesting thinking about corporate sponsors within scootering. I feel like scootering is so unique as an industry in one sense because it's completely self-reliant. Like it's one of the few industries its size that's completely self-reliant.
Sweet, but I think skateboarding starting out was self-reliant, yes?
Yeah, let me ask you a hypothetical question. Do you think if every single corporate company pulled out of skateboarding, do you think skateboarding could survive?
Now? Yeah.
Now if everyone pulled out, yeah.
Yeah, they're developed.
Really?
They're developed.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, this brings up a totally different
survive
topic.
How?
No, this brings up a totally different topic because that means you foresee people continuing wanting to skateboard for the next generation, yes?
I don't know. Is that what you're determining as
I'm
surviving,
I'm saying like have the popularity that it has the
always
it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
It'll always decline. Yeah, you take anything away, it's going to decline.
I feel like once you mix corporate sponsors and scootering together, it's just gonna like blow up. Like it's gonna just be insane.
It's gonna be so sick.
Because I feel like there's there's this funny term in the fingerboard world. They call them closet fingerboarders, where like you would never know that the person fingerboards, and then you show them a fingerboard, and they're like, "Oh, dude, I fingerboard," you know. But I feel like there's a lot of closet scooter riders, that like you wouldn't know that they know anything about scootering unless you like brought up scootering to them, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, dude, I have my scooter in my car." And I feel like if corporate sponsors trying to get into scootering and just the general mindset of scootering like shifted, so it became like seen in a positive light in the public eye, I feel like every single closet scooter rider would like come out, and it would be like, "Yo, we've been here the whole time," and you'd realize, you would see just how big the scooter community is.
Well, yeah, I think the guys that are already like super good with it don't care about the scooter thing. Like I've brought up scootering to literally everybody I've met, and they're all like, "Yeah, that's kind of sick. Like it's weird, but like that's kind of sick." And there's not really a reason to be closeted about it.
Yeah, but you definitely see people within the industry.
100%.
Like, I'm not saying that you do it by any means. I'm not saying that I do it. I'm not saying anyone in this room is a closet scooter rider, but I'm acknowledging that they exist.
Less frequently now, so yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I see. Okay, maybe I feel like my position is kind of funny. I feel like through where I am on Instagram and seeing how like kids react, I get so many pictures or so many followers that like I'll go to their, like I'll get a follower and I'll go to their account, not anything scooter on their page. I go to who they're following, and they only follow scooter riders, like pro scooter riders. And I'm just like,
do you have to post about it to be about it though?
I feel like
no. Clayton's over here giving me that look. No.
I feel like
no.
You would organically post about it.
I did it.
Not so much, because a lot of people
I did
ride and they don't want to film themselves and just like have it out there. Like they just ride for fun, so they don't 100%. Feel like they need to put it on Instagram.
Josh only does stuff for Instagram he wants to do and likes.
I feel like you
right?
would.
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like
half the time it's having to go to ask someone to write, to film it.
It's the hardest part for him.
Yeah.
I feel like you would be able to see it like through what they've done. I feel like you would see potentially like a scooter shirt that they're wearing in a photo. It would organically come up in one way or another. Not if they're posting Instagram videos or not. You would somehow see it. But I feel like, and what I'm mostly talking about is not people our age. I'm mostly talking about kids.
100%.
And it's like I feel like a lot of kids like want to like show that they scooter, but they're like worried about what the kids at their school are going to say about them and stuff. Because I've seen that happen before, and I've actually felt that.
I get that. No, I get that.
Totally felt that too.
That's kind of what I was going to say. Is all in high school, I rode, but I don't think I posted about it much. But everybody I knew.
I don't think Instagram was
popping.
Instagram wasn't popping when.
When did you graduate?
13.
Okay,
but I wasn't riding at that time. I
True.
had stopped riding because I had focused on high school sports.
So young.
But
what year you graduate?
16.
16. I was 15.
Okay, I don't feel that young now. We're good.
it's all right.
So-
I'm the oldest one here.
Capitan!
All right, let me ask you guys an interesting question. Do you think Instagram has benefited or weakened scootering?
Okay. Weekend? No.
Not a chance.
Benefited? Not necessarily.
Yes, but not to the best ability.
Yes. I would like to see actual video parts from most of these kids that are throwing hammers for Instagram.
Got you.
And I'm sick and tired of seeing kids post 10 bales in slow-mo for one, not measly trick, but one measly trick.
Oh, and also don't forget about like it shows them about to land the trick, and then it cuts to black, and then it plays the clip.
Yeah, that's annoying too.
It's my favorite.
Guys, be like Josh. Josh films a clip. Josh doesn't even splice the clip together. Josh puts one clip after another, and he goes, "Cool, I'm done," and posts it.
Or it's just a bunch of singles. Yeah, it's little effort in the editing, hardly any music ever. And if I do, it's because somebody else edited it.
I'm totally kidding. Please put effort in. It looks sick when you do. Just, I have a minute and a little bit of time, so don't make me watch a video all day long on Instagram. them apart.
So why do you like video parts more than Instagram edits? Why do you enjoy those?
That's an easy one. It makes you feel something. Like you genuinely get captivated.
I mean, you feel something when you watch an Instagram video. But
Yeah,
what is that?
usually it's
I wonder-
enraged.
What is that? What is that feeling though?
I feel more inspired watching an edit. Sorry, I'm getting way too close to this. I feel more inspired watching an edit than I will ever feel with an Instaclip. Instaclip, I'll be like, wow, that was insane. That was super sick and something that like will never be done by anyone else. But to have a build up, an intro, a middle, a song kind of captivate you the entire time and then see that is way more mind numbing than an Instaclip.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'd much rather watch, cause watching video parts. We do this all the time. We'll sit down and watch like the newest part that comes out on Trendkill that week, or sometimes it's just old favorites. And watching people try and put effort into, and spending so much time on these parts to make it exactly how they wanted to, it makes us want to go out and ride and film and push ourselves.
And do you not feel that way with Instagram videos?
No. I mean, there are times where like, that was sick. Oh, I should
learn that.
Yeah, I want to go try and learn that. Yeah, but it's like one simple, not one simple trick, but one trick that you can only do at like one spot.
Instagram videos, inspiration level. Video part, inspiration level.
Okay.
It's a big difference.
Do you think why do you think that is? Do you think it's because when you sit down and watch an edit, you're usually watching on your computer, and whenever you watch it on your an Instagram video, it's always on your phone? Is it the format that you guys
it's
really
you
like?
taking the time out of your day to do that thing in particular. It is not you up. I got a couple minutes
not just stumbling
scrolling,
upon it,
right?
but like actually
You-
going to
choosing that instead of watching Adventure Time or doing homework.
so
Like
you-
you choose to do that.
It's like instead of half looking at an Instagram post, you're fully indulged,
Engaged in every sense.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Do you think that there is more or less scooter edits these days than in the beginning?
Shouts Daniel Northern Limited with the watch edit sticker.
Watch edits.
Yeah, watch them.
Do you think there's more scootering edits now or like in the past?
Well, there's more riders now, so there's going to be more edits now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
consistently, like we watched that Cody Donovan video parts when we were last year, and you guys were filming a podcast, and there was so many that were consistent. It was every 6 months he had videos coming out.
Yeah.
There are certain guys in the community that do that. There's certain guys that ride for different companies, apparel and shops and actual sponsors for the scooters, but they're even less frequently dropping parts. And it's kind of irritating because Josh and I ride street and Clayton kind of rides park, but I wish I could watch more park edits in this day.
Same. That'd be cool. No,
Dude, those are so sick.
They're so rare.
not many.
Still, one of my favorite all-time video parts is Dill and Morrison's "Listen to Yourself."
Yeah,
it's
the Bose video.
Yeah, the Bose.
That
Yeah,
corporate.
it is.
That corporate.
It is
That
so well
corporate
put
cheddar.
together, and like I know all of it's at parks, but it's unbelievable. How good everything was done, and it's just ridiculous. Sometimes I'd like to see that in the street community, but that's not what the street community is about. They're about that standard footage or making it look standard anyway. And yeah,
What's your opinion on that? Do you think that's cool?
making it look standard
Just standard in general. Like, why do you think that's
Oh,
such
it's
a
so
thing
sick.
in scootering?
because it's a big thing in skateboarding, and that's where a lot of us older guys, would get our motivation from back in the day, because there was so few scooter edits, especially street ones back in the day, that you would go and you'd watch the skate videos that
And
came
even
out.
those were SD.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Even
Yeah,
those were SDs. All the footage we've been grown up on is SD. So street riders have still kind of steered towards old-fashioned ways.
Can I throw a hypothetical at you guys? I just want to hear something. So I filmed my Welcome to Meta part. I filmed that in 720p, and I was like, I feel like it's kind of like between standard and high def.
Yeah,
like it's
actually
720 by 60?
it's like high def, but it
good.
has that crispy standard look. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
That's what we
and
filmed.
actually on YouTube now it's not even considered HD.
Is it not?
No, it's only 1080 and up is now HD. 720 is now just standard.
SD par.
SD. Okay, so anyway, so I think that it's, and this is coming from a scooter rider, I think it's potentially disrespectful to skateboarding that scooter riders use standard footage. And let me explain. So let me explain for just a second.
Get over it.
Get over it. I feel like standard footage is something that's so meaningful to skateboarding history. And the reason I say that is because I would say probably the most coveted skateboard filming camera is the VX1000.
Oh, totally.
Or VX2000, but let's just go with the VX1000. It's earlier. And I feel like the reason that was such a coveted camera is because at one point in time in skateboarding history, that was the brand new spanking good camera.
Yeah.
And that was the really good camera you could get that was top of the line. And I feel like there was a lot of history attached with that time period, with like the people who got that camera, with a lot of things. And I feel like for scooter riders to take that same camera that was important to skateboarders back in the day, especially for skateboarders trying to make VHS tapes. I feel like for scooter riders to go and take that piece of skateboard culture that like scooters weren't around when that camera came out. Like scooters were released, like scooters became in popularity like with the internet. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like the first ever like scooter edit, the place it was published was on the internet. You know what I mean? And the first ever place a skateboarding video was published was on a VHS test. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like it's kind of like 1080p existed when scooters started. Like, you know what I mean? At least 720p did. But what do you mean?
Did scooter riders have that finance? No, they had their old VX. They had their old mom camera.
I feel like mom cameras are understandable, but I feel like it's just like, I don't know. I think it's a cool look. I enjoy it. I like watching it, but I feel like it's not the same history to scootering as it is history to skateboarding. And I feel like it's not anything that I feel like people should be like, no, don't film with the VX1000. But I feel like it's something that scooter riders should be like conscious of when they are filming with those cameras.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the whole reason I have this is because of skateboarding history.
And be wicked with it.
Yeah.
Make sure if you're using it, you best be wicked with it.
Yeah. You better be on point with it. Otherwise, don't even use it.
There's better
Put it
cameras.
on a shelf.
There's better cameras that will make you look way better than you're actually doing.
I also feel like another reason that Instagram videos are so popular is because of how easy it is to film them. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like you don't need a backpack anymore to have a camera.
Well, even now, like our cell phone cameras take better pictures than most DSLRs.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Film a full part like this, upload it on your iMovie like this, and put it on YouTube.
Well, actually, something that's crazy is that they filmed, probably more now, but last year there was 11 feature films filmed with an iPhone.
Yeah. No, there's I know with the new 12 and the 12 or the 12 Pro that coming out, it's already being used in movies now, as you know, for drone clips and stuff.
It's insane. So
for drone clips?
Yeah, like they put
that's so interesting. I didn't even think that's like a good use for it.
Yeah, instead of using the GoPros, yeah,
because the GoPros are like wide angles. Yeah. Damn.
Big brain. That means all y'all film a full part.
All right, so the last thing I want to talk about with you guys today, and I feel like it's something that's just because of the time, and I feel like it's something that we should just talk about. We're at like a really interesting point in American history. And I feel like we're also people that live in America. And we don't have, we have a president right now, but we're kind of in the midst of potentially changing president candidacies. I mean, if everything goes to plan for Joe Biden, we don't know, you know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like it's just interesting. So for all of our viewers that like aren't in America and are just like curious what kind of craziness is going on, like what's your guys' opinions of the world right now?
As in, like, if Joe wins or if,
No, just right this moment. Like if you're gonna go back and like watch this,
I can sum it
time.
up to I felt this exact feeling Saturday morning on the way to Tucson. I'm not living in a reality. Like, this feels so out of what people have made life to seem.
Oh yeah.
My parents tried explaining, like, this is kind of like this when I grew up. This is kind of like, but it's not.
Yeah, no, it's
this
not.
feels
Have you felt like almost
unreal.
Overwhelmed in like random times when you shouldn't feel overwhelmed?
Kinda. I mean, I've got a lot going on in my life.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us do, but I feel like living in these day and age is exceptionally different and sometimes overwhelming.
I feel like what's interesting about this time is like with how fast technology is improving, like we don't really know what's in store for the next 5 years. And I feel like in the past and like our parents' generation, I feel like it was a little bit more easy to see what the next 5 years was going to be, because technology wasn't going to be moving at the exponential rate it is now. Or at least if it was like a lot smaller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just so interesting where we're at right now. Like, I feel like there's just such interesting energy outside.
Yeah, I mean, I wish
everyone's confused.
Yeah.
No one knows where the world's going to be tomorrow, let alone a year from now or 5 years from now.
Yeah.
You kind of just have to take, everything one day at a time.
It's been good. We've been doing that, but it's been very stressful.
All right, let me ask you a follow-up question to that. How happy are you guys that you guys are able to have scootering in this time period? Because imagine going through all this life crap and like not having like your scooter to like.
That's my peace of mind.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I think that's part of the reason Hudson's so endearing, is that has been my.
It's been your local for 4 years.
4 years. Yeah, I finish up school and I get to move somewhere and it's not next to Hudson. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah,
take that park with me wherever I go. Put it in my back pocket.
Take it in your heart.
No, it's coming. I'm gonna get the crane and everything. Sorry, Tempe, it's mine.
I'm happy that I still can scooter. That's. But no, as Jay said, it's his. Well, I forgot what word you used, but it's your. His peace of mind. It's his peace of mind. Yeah, no, it's
big brain.
It allows me to, kind of not think about, other things I have going on in life at the time. It's kind of just a break from everything else. Like, I'm there to scooter, have a good time with my, with my buddies, or if I'm just there myself, I'm just, just fine tuning stuff, or just,
Yeah, it's weird because like
it's like it's a mental break.
For you, true or false, is it kind of like a job? Like you feel obligated to every once in a while?
Oh, absolutely. I feel obligated to scooter.
Never. I made that clear with our sponsor that I did not want to feel pressure, because if I felt pressure from something I wanted to enjoy, I would not start to enjoy anymore. So,
you know what the toughest, in my opinion, the toughest part of my job is
kids.
No. I
hesitated on that one, but I was like, nope, that's it.
No, the kids are fine. I don't have any like crazy like scooter kid incidents. I mean, I have a few, but
I was gonna say,
but like, no, that doesn't. I think the hardest thing, or like, not the hardest, but the this is such a dumb word. This is the hardest part of my life. Like, my life is great.
Your life is great.
But I feel like the most mentally challenging part is having your hobby be your job.
Wow.
Sorry, it's time to take the trash out.
Disrespectful.
I already got it.
What? Roommate things.
But what was I just saying?
Something about scootering.
Oh yeah.
the hardest part.
Yeah,
but it's not the hardest part.
Is having your hobby be your job. Because I find myself like,
weird.
Like I'll scooter to have my release, but then sometimes, not often, but sometimes I need my release from scootering. And like that's that's like,
But that's why you have multiple hobbies.
that is true. For a lot of people that don't know, I'm really into my fish tank.
Yeah, shout out Thick Boy.
I'm really, you know what's interesting about snowboarding is when I go snowboarding, I almost make a point out of like not filming anything, and I almost enjoy being around people that aren't focused on getting content. Like if we get no content for the day, it's like dope. Because it's like the whole reason that I like snowboarding is it's because it's like it's this freeing thing. You know what I mean? And I really enjoy that. And it's like it's so funny. I need like a freeing passion from my freeing passion.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think that's why I don't film all the time. Like I do stuff all the time that's totally, you know, post worthy, you know, or save. You know,
Josh is wicked. He's scary to ride with sometimes.
But I just, that doesn't make it fun to sit there and have to, you know, try it over and over again on film, you know, kind of putting the added pressure on you. No, it's, you know, sometimes.
Do you ever enjoy the struggle of filming? Like, do you ever enjoy not landing the tricks?
Wrong time, Will. Wrong time. We're at Surprise and he got worked for a little bit too long.
Yeah. On something that I should have landed like third try.
And didn't get the clip.
No, I did not. I did not get the clip, everyone. It's fine.
But
I will have to go back and get it. But
it was sick.
it was, yeah, I got worked. But I made sure to get back up and try again right then and there. Otherwise, and made sure I landed on a decent attempt, not one where I just, like, I was trying this, it was a weird run up, but on a A-frame rail, do whip from board heel, but coming at it from almost a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, did you see the Insta clips?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one where we just kind of came in crooked.
Yeah. You've been there, you've ridden it, so you know how it is. But so I was trying to whip from board on that, and it just, there was a couple times where I just did not catch that front board or that whip right. The one time when I landed on the rail, my front foot caught the rail and bucked me. I landed on the rail on my hip and then backflopped, bounced. Yeah.
What about Goodyear though? For our parks video, was that not super satisfying and sick? To
Oh yeah, no, that one was. That was
an hour and a half.
Yeah, and I had almost landed at first try on film, and I spent like another hour and a half.
Funniest ones, huh?
Yeah,
they're not funny. They're terrible. Those are the worst.
You know what I caught myself doing? Like when I was doing for my meta video, there was like one or two parts where I caught myself like really having a good time not landing the trick, and it wasn't because I wasn't like. It was like I wasn't quite fully committing to it, but I was like enjoying the struggle of just not landing it. I was enjoying the process of like
figuring it out.
Of like not really figuring it out, but like enjoying the process of not landing it, so that way when you do land it, it like
you were enjoying the battle.
I was enjoying the battle.
When you finally did land it, it made it much more satisfying.
But I feel like a lot of the times battles with tricks can be really like scary and not fun. You know what I'm trying to say? Like as soon as you land the trick, you're like, oh well, I'm glad that shit's over. You know what I mean? But I caught myself just being like, nah, like I don't mind taking a few tries right now. Like I'm enjoying this. This is fun. You know, I'm gonna work at this until I get it good. You know.
Or you landed sketchy and you're like, nah, I can do that better. Let's go back and run it a couple more.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
It's the best. I don't know. It's the best when like you show up to like a spot or like a feature and like you're scared of it, and then you finally like start hitting it, and you like cross over the point in your mind where it's like, I am no longer hucking this. I am seshing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
those are some good spots.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
When it transfers over in your mind, like I'm not sending this anymore. I'm like,
yeah, the best one, at least in my experience for me, that comes to mind, the first one that comes to mind anyway, is the downrail, the big downrail at Freestone.
Yeah.
That one is
Sash.
It scared me for years to hit it, and I would only hit it backside, and I would only backboard it. And it took me a while to send.
I bet that like when you were a kid or at least learning, I bet that was like the big boy rail.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was like, that was the big boy.
Yeah.
For me, it was Tempe's 10. Not Tempe's 10. It was Rio's 10.
Ooh, I bet that one, yeah. Too.
Yeah, see, no, I still don't think I've ever hit that one.
Really?
It's good.
Yeah.
I've only ever 50'd that rail. Oh, no. I front board the flat down.
That's not terrifying. I've done a couple different things on that rail, but that one's hard because it's sticky. It's inconsistent. But that is the scary one that I grew up trying to ride.
Got you.
And getting broke off.
Got you.
The thing is, the only rail that I've ever gotten really worked on is the freestone rail.
The big one?
Yeah.
Try to backlip it.
Yeah, just stuck.
It's a tough one.
No,
Where'd you stick though?
He didn't stick. He just didn't clear his back wheel over the back low.
You got no legs.
Honestly, I thought I just stuck.
No, you got no legs.
Your back wheel caught the rail and you just tackled it.
That means you didn't get in it. You got to just full sender. Tuck it over.
Yeah, I actually still haven't landed a backlip down it.
Really?
Yeah, I've backlipped down the ledge.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it was gross. Oh, it was
I've done it a
sick.
couple times, but
So
I haven't
sick.
actually landed it down the rail yet.
You got to do the flat down.
No, he
What?
does the down and he has
No,
it all
'cause-
like tucked over and just.
Like sugarcane almost?
No,
Yeah, no, it
No,
definitely
no,
was over 90, but it was just dragging.
just very slightly over 90, but wheel is dragging. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Mm. That's wild.
yeah. No, but
Scary on
it's-
that ledge.
I backflipped down the Pecos.
the big one. I still haven't even managed
the
to make it.
open one.
Yeah.
I like that rail too. That's a sesh rail.
That's like freestones, but just a little bit longer and steeper.
Yeah.
Is it
No,
steeper?
it's not even
I
steeper.
don't think it's steeper.
It's
I think
not
just
steeper.
not.
No,
It's just, it's a little bit,
It's just longer.
longer, and so it comes out. You come out of it faster.
Yeah.
Might be a little taller too,
Yeah.
and doesn't have
the
that
freestones-
stupid concrete.
Yeah, it's
underneath
that
it.
concrete
Yeah.
block that wasn't. Can you imagine how better the freestone road would be if that block wasn't there?
yeah.
No.
And if the
That'd
top
be
of it
so
actually
funny.
had
Some extension.
was
in it.
extended out on it and maybe a little taller.
Ride freestone.
Just all
Ride freestone, you'll understand what we're talking about.
Sorry.
What's the time check on this?
Hour 17 minutes.
Hour and 17.
Yes, sir.
Dang. Man. I feel like I kind of want to call it there.
I need to have a new pair of shades though. I almost got through the whole bucket. That was a low-key goal. How many shades can I put on in this video?
Honestly, you kind of slacked because the Christmas light or the Christmas glasses, they light up.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, there's a button on the back.
Get out of here.
Oh, there used to be two, but I think someone jacked it. Yeah. Oh, but there's 3 settings, bro. There's 3 settings.
3 settings. Hold up. All right, we got to go in at least another 5 minutes so I can mess with the settings. How's your day going?
So you're in the holiday spirit right now? Are you actually okay? Last little. Are you guys looking forward to the holidays this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's going to be, I know it's going to be a little different because I know, at least for my family, we're not doing a big Thanksgiving at my,
Does your whole family live in Arizona?
all of my dad's side does. My mom's side lives in Wisconsin.
Got you. What about you?
With his family. No, shouts to my mom and my pops and my sister. We spend Thanksgiving in the dunes and Christmas in the dunes. So they're our second family.
That's so sick.
It's so much
You're
fun.
related to the dunes?
I am. Yeah, the sand that you see as we drive on the I-8 out to San Diego again. That's me. It's my blood.
Yeah, he probably actually has a lot of blood out there.
Yeah, but it's good.
That's funny.
Favorite place to be.
Mine?
Yeah.
Are you asking me, or no? You're saying that's
That is
your
my favorite place to be.
Got you. Got you.
Are you going home for the holidays? Off the books.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Are you?
I'm actually going to Texas for Thanksgiving, and then I don't know what I'm doing for Christmas. But the one thing I'm hyped about Christmas this year is that I feel like just everyone in general, since it's kind of coming to the end of 2020, and 2020 has just been so insane. I think everyone's like pretty excited
Not
and
even
like
reality.
Yeah, but I feel like the election is just messing with everyone right now.
it is. But at the same time, like I feel like there's such a better energy now that it's coming to the end of the year and the happier times. Like whenever it's kind of like families are able to get together, maybe even if it's not like they can get together as they normally can, but
you get to have that human contact. that we've been all
exactly,
missing
and
out on.
kind of have that just like
100%.
end of the year, like, whew, all right, we're done. Hopefully, Who
Yeah,
knows?
and the end of the year tends
gotta
to
be uphill.
fly because you've got so much going on. You know, you got to see
exactly.
one family this weekend, another part this
Oh,
weekend.
my weekends are booked. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I have a tiny family, so I see them once, and that's it.
It's just my family in the dunes.
That's it.
No, we see our grandma and grandpa too about Christmas.
So wait,
time.
you have family that lives in the dunes?
The dunes are blood. That is in my. No, nobody lives in the dunes. That's just where we go as a group.
Yeah,
My
but in
parents
Star
like to
Wars,
travel.
people live in the desert, like
Yeah,
up
they
in the
say no
dunes.
Yeah, it's
Tatooine.
the
Well,
same thing.
that's Tatooine. That the whole planet is a desert.
Yeah, it's just like Arizona, right?
Well, actually, Arizona actually has
You
a
ever been
lot
to
of different
Flagstaff?
landscapes.
We have different geomes and biomes and totally tons of different. These lights are sick.
Dude, right? Wait, isn't Mount Lemmon the only place that has like every type of environment? It has like swampland,
It's in
Forest.
Tucson, right?
Yeah,
Kids are gonna
no,
hate me, but
has something like
it's
that.
Tucson.
it's
Yeah,
Tucson.
that's
It's a
Tucson.
dirty T.
Oh, speaking of Dirty T, Street Jam.
Oh yeah.
on
Be
the
there.
22nd, right?
22nd.
22nd.
Yeah.
It's put it on by Crampo,
Grandpa, shout Brampton Briss.
Brampton Briss.
There's also a scooter competition the day before at premises. There'll be a live stream. You can go to Scoot United Scoot, something like that, and they'll be advertising their live stream. So if you want to see some competition, check it out. It's pros, beginners, and street riders.
Oh yeah.
And then on the 5th, the Undialed ride day, baby.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be hype.
You guys need to be there at the Undialed Ride Day. It's going to be an excellent time. So
Oh, actually, this is a
Wait,
great question
what
to
day
ask
is
you
the
guys. So we're getting some rails made tomorrow.
Okay.
What do you
heard.
think, like, for a flat bar outside of your house? What's like a cool rail that you can make without having to bend the rail, like, other than like a Z rail or something?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
A straight flat bar is the best.
Oh yeah, of course. But like, besides that,
this
too.
is what we got so far. We got the
A-frame.
20-foot circle rail.
Okay.
That's going to be pretty equivalent to like the other one. I'm
Okay.
thinking like between 8 and 12 inches tall.
Okay.
Then there's a shotgun rail that I want to be a little bit taller.
Shkabla.
Okay.
And then we have to figure out the last rail. So let's figure out the last rail right now.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Are you trying to make a rail that's gonna kill us like that one that rolls, or are you trying to make a rail that like might be fun to ride?
No, this is like for learning tricks. Which
A-frame.
You think A-frame rail?
A-frames are so fun to ride.
But I feel like you need an A-frame for the A-frame rail, unless you're insisting that me and Clayton build an A-frame.
just do it like the shotgun where you
Well,
do
I
wood
mean-
and 2x4s and go. Same thing.
Wow.
Is that the right sound effect?
Well,
That's
how
perfect.
big is the
Any
shotgun rail
size.
you make it? No.
Oh,
how
10
big?
feet long.
10 feet long. How tall?
Probably like a foot and a half to a
Okay.
foot.
I think you also.
Make it 3. Get Clayton to hop a little higher.
I think you need to make
Oh,
it
screw you,
like
Chase.
a taller rail.
Taller is a slippery slope. Because when I made that double kink rail, the one that everyone is terrified to ride because it's so tall,
Okay.
in my mind I was like, this ain't too tall.
It's not, but it's hard to ride.
It is. I feel like it makes more sense for a backyard cool feature thing that's
Yeah.
gonna like not wobble, because the taller it gets, the easier it wobbles.
Yeah.
It's
The,
like
the
some-
bigger the plates have to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever rode the Reds recently? They've got an A-frame there, just a little bit bigger than that. Round rails. Boom.
Oh, it's like the little rooftop rail, like the up down.
That's an A-frame.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. In my mind, A-frame rails always have the banks on it though,
Why would you want that?
like the scooter farm or.
Yeah, no, I get that, but you don't need that.
So you're saying like a really kind of mellow A-frame rail.
Mellow. I didn't say that. I said
It should be mellow. I feel like if you're gonna
It'd
learn
be
tricks,
mellower. Doesn't have to be like super mellow where it's almost flat.
not as steep as the flat to up that we were riding today.
see, I feel like that's pretty mellow though,
Oh, then like that.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, either that or a
Not shotgun, single. Single.
Single round.
or a
Single
full
round.
on kinked rail that is well you'd have to bend that though. Unless
you could cut angles. You could weld angles. It's just what Clayton was trying to say is like we can't bend like a nice curve into it. Like we can't have like an S rail.
I see.
You know what I mean? We could have a Z rail. We could have a kink trail.
Z
But
rails are real hard to ride.
I
Rams
feel like-
did one, but it's kind of hard to ride.
I feel like they're like a really cool novelty, but I don't feel like there's something that I would want to go back to every day and like sesh.
Oh yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
That's something you like you know, the couple times that we've come over and had like all the homies, that's when you bring that rail out.
Exactly. It's like the rail on wheels. It's like when
I'm never riding that again.
Yeah, same.
It's terrible.
Hey, what about a pole jam?
Nah,
Pole jams are hard.
No, I mean
Yeah.
like a mellow pole jam, not like a crazy one, because like a
So
crazy
you
one
want
would
a
just slide
fly-out
anyways.
rail?
I don't know.
I feel like it's
Fly-out rail, I guess.
I
I
feel
like
like
A-frame.
pole jams,
A-frame's
like-
still a pole jam, but it's just you got to go farther.
Well, no. The pole jam is to the ground.
That's no fun to ride.
I feel like the real advantage of a pole jam is to ride up at 50-50 on a skateboard because it's kind of like a kicker, but like there's no like equivalent to that on scooters.
Will Judy been killing that pole jam though.
Will Judy's the best at pole jams though.
I don't know about that.
But that's a feature. That's one of his gifted features.
He is.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Pole jams.
And it's like he likes those ones, but I feel like you might as well just make an up rail if you're gonna make a pole jam. Like you're gonna have to jump onto the rail at some point. You can't just ride onto it. There's no advantage to it like it is for skateboarding, you know?
Have you guys rode Cesar Chavez recently? They got a good up rail.
Which one?
Cesar Chavez. It's
Rob Deerdick's one of the Rob Deerdick's like safe skate spots.
I've seen that online. I've never been to it though.
It's on the
so
on
it's
Hermosa heading east or west.
Basically 3 lanes,
yeah.
and and then
All intersect.
Yeah, all intersects. There's a giant bank on one side. There's 1/4. Then there's like a
stair set, right?
Yeah, there's a stair set with some
2
hubbas and
poles.
a rail in the center.
We be slashing that flat bar too.
Yeah, there's a flat bar there
There's a
too,
flat bar
and
there,
on
it's
the one
fun.
side of the flat bar, there's actually like a dirt gap.
Oh.
There's an up rail that is fun
Like
to hit
6
too.
inches hop on and about 1.5 feet.
Maybe 8 inches to hop on, and then
Shoots you out.
1.5 feet.
That's what I'm saying. Like I
maybe,
feel like that'd be really
2.
sick.
Maybe it's not that high.
Yeah,
Not that
but that'd be sick.
I feel like
I'd have to try hard on that one, so like it'd be less.
I feel like
it with the homies. It's like I'm trying something new, weird.
I feel like if it started at like 6 inches and then ended at like a foot or like 15, it'd be like very gradual up. And I feel like it'd be even potentially like I want like the high part, like I want the end of it to be something that would be like easy to jump into. So that way you can
way you can hit both sides.
So that way you could really practice tricks into down rails, but the down rail that you're jumping into is just on the ground. You know what I mean? Like that's the advantage I see to it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I get that because when I was a kid, I had the Razor Punk rail. We actually have one in our garage because shouts Chase. It still lives. His does anyway.
Little white rail.
Mine got stolen and left it on the bushes in front of my house, and it got stolen.
4 inches tall by like maybe 3 feet. Maybe.
It's like 4.5 feet or something. I don't know, but
Not
I
long
would put it down the curb so I could hit it down the curb. Like once I got comfortable after hitting it flat, I would put it down the curb. I eventually put bricks underneath it too to make it taller.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. I would put a brick out underneath it so it was level off the curb, so it was a higher drop off the curb. And I did the same thing, angled off the curb with the bricks too to make it taller. But
Definitely did that growing up with that same rail. And then I was blessed, and my dad came home with a bunch of metal from a construction site, and I said, "We're gonna make a rail out of this." And we did. So then I had a big rail. I learned everything on the little one to the big one.
Do you know what's funny? The only obstacle I had as a kid, well, I had a very similar rail to the rail on wheels, except it wasn't on wheels.
Thank God.
And I had that same exact ledge that we have, but there was only the circle coping side. There wasn't the square coping side. And that did me well. Moderately well,
yeah. See, I wish I would have had a ledge like that growing up. Because my parents wouldn't take me to the skate park for the longest time because they didn't. Like, my dad saw, like, from his generation, the kids that went to the skate park were
Bad
druggies.
kids.
Yeah, druggies, and always doing, always getting into shenanigans. But from what I've heard from my dad over the last couple of years as I've gotten
Those are good
older,
ones.
he did a lot of stuff that nowadays would get you arrested, and it was just a slap on the back of the hand back then.
So now you're just
How old
like,
were you when you went to first skate park? First park.
first
Old.
ever park? I actually went there for skateboarding. And I
meant
was
on a
like,
scooter. Oops.
what?
I meant on a scooter.
Oh, on a scooter.
But skateboarding too, sure.
Skateboarding. I was in 5th grade. How old are you in 5th grade?
10, 11.
I was 10 or 11. First time on a scooter was freshman year. So
14, 15.
I was like 14 or 15. I think I was 14 because I've been scootering for 10 years now. 14.
So the first time I went on a skateboard, well, that was the first time was with a skateboard. That was 7th grade. So it was 12, 13, something like that. First time I went on a scooter, it was actually, I think later that same year, but scooters weren't allowed at that skate park, and so I didn't get to ride it very long before I got kicked out. I had to do that for a long time, but eventually I was able to. My parents would drive me out to Apache Junction Skatepark, which was the next closest one. Actually, it was the only closest one that allowed scooters at the time. And I now despise that park, but that's besides the point.
It's all right. It's not worth the drive always, but it's all right if you want it. I grew up riding bikes, so like going to the skate park was always 7 or 8 first time going to a skate park, and I think the first time I went on a scooter I had to been 10 or 11 and didn't really start riding them until I was in my front yard. It's like, to me, front yard obstacles where I learned everything. It wasn't at the skate park.
No, same. I knew how to tail whip and bar spin and 180 and 360 way, way before I went to a skate park for the first time.
True.
Really?
Yeah. I knew how to do all of that. And
I pretty immediately started going to the skate park right after. My parents just let me take the train. I live pretty close.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
The only reason why I learned how to drop in was because I had a friend who had a 3-foot mini ramp in his backyard, and that's where I learned how to drop in. I tail whipped off the backside of it before I dropped in on that because it was
terrifying.
And this was on a Razor A model.
Yeah, that's
this wasn't even a pro model. It wasn't bolted, nothing. Yeah.
Dude, the first scooter I ever had was I swear, a centimeter off the ground.
It was a low rider.
I'm not sure. It was called a Stingray, and I don't know if it was just broken or what, but it was literally slammed. I was riding a slammed scooter.
Okay.
Basically, it had 25 extra horsepower.
25.
Yeah,
Did it have
25.
extra pop in it too, or?
Yeah, and it wouldn't fold either. So
It would not fold?
no, it could, but everything was all rusted and broken.
Oh, so
was
yours
it
couldn't fold.
was it a hand me down or something off of or was it Goodwill
Honestly,
purchased or what?
I can't remember. I just remember one day I just started riding it.
Actually, I have rare footage of me as a 4 or 5-year-old. My parents drained the pool, and I had a scooter down there.
You got to scooter in the pool?
I got a scooter the deep end of my pool at 4 or 5 years old, and they have a photo of me. I don't think it's on my phone.
That's pretty
computer.
sick.
The first time you did that, was it from watching skateboards, where you're just like, oh, I could ride that?
I was 4 years old. I have no clue.
Let's see. I think the first thing
I was still at home. I wasn't even
honestly
in kindergarten
think the
yet.
first what really got me
know.
into it was I was either at no, I wasn't at Fruit. I think it was actually Dakota Shoots. Back when he was riding, Fresh Park ramps in his front yard, doing backflips on that. I think that was what got me into it.
Actually,
I still I can't backflip.
It was BMX. BMX got me in there. But I remember because I grew up, watching. Oh, my bad. BMX. Sorry. I grew up watching, motorsports, so dirt bikes and cars, and I remember BMX was always kind of like the niche that I could do as a kid, but I was too much of a bitch to do it on a bike as a 4-year-old. So I took the scooter. That's what it was.
So did that start like your love for scooters? Is that what it was?
No, I still think I'd push the scooter around, but I definitely was like, all right, this bike thing is sick. And I did bikes for a while.
Like freestyle? Did you race at all?
I did racing. Yeah, I raced as a kid, and I did freestyle and like the park. Like Export was the local for me.
Oh, that's sick. That's such a good local.
And then I broke my shoulder, or I broke my collarbone for the first time on a bike, and that was the switch to scooters. An injury.
Yeah.
How about you, Josh? Did you ride bikes before?
No, I didn't ride
Yeah.
bikes.
Skating,
I rode skateboards, and I wasn't comfortable on it.
That's my homie.
I can kickflip. I can still kickflip, but I was never comfortable dropping in. Never comfortable riding, ramps or anything. But I could, I don't know what it was with the scooter. I just had more fun with it.
Gosh.
And here I am now, 25, riding a scooter,
Same.
having a
Scooters are
blast.
sick, dude.
Yeah.
Scooters are sick. All right, well, I think that's a good point to break it off.
We're breaking up?
Yeah.
What?
What?
No.
See you next Thursday.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. This is Chase and Josh. They're going to be on for more future podcasts, but I just wanted you guys to say hello to them today. So say hello or say goodbye to the viewers, actually. 'Cause-
Oh, thanks,
Goodbye.
guys. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Stop flaming my mans in the comments, kid.
Oh yeah,
Dude, that's
Josh
so
got really flamed.
disrespectful.
Josh
Like,
got really flamed.
I like you
in the
cut,
last-
but that's disrespectful. Calling him egghead and old man. He's old, but like he's not old. He's still kick your ass.
It's only 25.
Don't let him
That's
put
old
boxing.
to most kids.
Hey, don't let him
most
put
kids
boxing
that,
gloves on. He'll give you little bruises and stuff. He's old. But he's
Yeah,
good.
you're the one that did kidney punches.
He's feeling good.
Hell yeah.
Anyways,
All right, guys.
All right,
Well,
thanks, guys.
have a good rest of your day. Make sure to tune into the ride day that is on December 5th. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, just say that you liked it, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace. Bye.